Hello everybody, I am PsyStarcraft with possibly the longest game I have ever casted in my commentating history. It's going to be HydraHobo, who I've never heard of, might be a Smurf, I have no idea, in the top as the red Terran. And ROOTslush, the ROOTslush we all know and love as the blue Zerg. In the left, this map is Shattered Temple, much like Lost Temple, and apparently Hobo doesn't like the new Lost Temple. But there's just going to be one tower in the middle as opposed to two. The walls that used to be up here are just kind of little dips. There's no towers by them. These are the same. And most notably, there is no cliff on the sides of your natural. There is no longer any fear of tank drop or Nidus drop or anything like that. And there are corner bases that are no longer islands blocked in by destructible rocks. So pretty interesting. A lot of Terran will just bust down or not bust down the rocks rather, and just lift off here, so no Zerg has any possibility of getting in, although they probably would just bust down these rocks, so yeah, scratch that. But the thing is about these positions is they're going to be fighting over this base here. The Terran will most likely get it. Zergs don't really want to expand towards their opponent like that, so Slush's second base will be here. The Terran will most likely take control of this base, and because Zerg forces are so mobile, the Zerg will probably be taking this base, maybe this base, and so on. And that's kind of how the game will develop. Now this is an extremely long game. 52 minutes. I have not seen it. I don't know who wins. So I'm going to be, you know, I might have some moments of quietness just to try to recover my voice. Man, I've tried live streaming before for hours on end. I've tried casting several games in a row. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. You have to have a really strong diaphragm. My diaphragm isn't quite there yet. And hopefully I can make it through. Oh, he's gonna kill this SCV. He needs to repair that hobo. Oh no, he does chase it away. This drone gets a little bit of scouting information. Enough scouting information to know that there is a geyser up and there is only one barracks, so no double barracks coming, I should say. Pool going down for Slush. He did go hatchery first, and here comes that first Marine. Now this is close position, and that makes this game even more surprising that it's going for 52 minutes. This drone's just kind of hanging out, wants to see if there's any Marine SCV pressure early on. Always good to do that. Just kind of keeping it out here. Sure, he's losing one drone, but it's worth being able to prepare for a, you know, Marine SCV push, something like that, or two Marines, which are on their way right now. And that drone is going to get the heck out of there. Whoa, drone, watch your pathing there. And he does get away. These Marines aren't going to do much. Spawning pool just now finishing. He needs to get this Overlord out. Actually, get the Overlord down here. Down here, Slush, down here. There we go. Oh, he is going to send out some drones. He doesn't want to lose that Overlord. He wants to shoot those Marines away. He needs to pull back now. Pull back. There we go. Perfect. You just want to scare the Marines away until your attacking units get done. And we can see here he's getting 2 Lings and a Queen. I'm not sure why he's only getting 2 Lings. This Overlord might still die. It is going to die. Oh, that's so worth it. Now, this is 100 worth of Marines, and that's 100 in Overlords. But he's going to kill another drone. Oh, my goodness. And supply capping your opponent is definitely worth losing equal amount of minerals for. Is he going to snipe that second drone? No, he doesn't. So that's an unusual push by HydraHobo. Actually snipes an Overlord. Snipes a drone. Supply caps Slush, and he's looking fine, man. The only concern I have at this point is he was a bit high on money, and yep, that's what he's going to do with it. Build 2 starports, follow it up with Banshees, and man, this is going to be pretty difficult for Slush to handle. He's expecting Hellions, I suppose. That's what the Roach Warren is for. He doesn't see any tech from HydraHobo right now, but these Banshees are, I expect, are going to do a lot of damage. Slush, 4 Roaches on the way. If he can attack with 5 Roaches, okay, he's going to do what Zergs like to do. Let me explain. He likes to do what Zergs like to do. That's all I need to say. No, he attacks with about 4 or 5 Roaches, 4 to 6 Roaches, in the early mid-game, which is about right now. And Terran players oftentimes don't have what it takes to defeat it because they're too busy churning out Marines, churning out Hellions, and if they go starports, which is what he's doing, well, those Hellions weren't very useful. Oh, come on, run! If he goes starports, he's not going to have Banshees in time to deal with the Roaches, so this Roach army will eventually be cleaned up. It's not going to win the game for Slush, but it should do quite a bit of damage before the Banshees come out. Maybe kill a supply depot, a couple SCVs that are repairing the supply depot. And in he rolls, one Marine going down. The Marines are a little bit too close. They can outrange these roaches, so he needs to back up with those Marines for the time being. One roach going down, another Marine, one Marine left, and here we go. Now he's sniping the repairing SCVs. Hobo doesn't need to go in there and repair it. He doesn't need to repair it right now. The roaches won't do enough damage to the supply depot, and the Banshees will be out in a second. He's just losing needless SCVs. Now he pulls back, and while these roaches killed a lot of Marines, not quite the damage you wanted to see from it. Now he's going in for the repair. It comes in too late, however. One Banshee up, second Banshee up. Is he going to research Cloak? Not seeing any Cloak right now. Roach is trying to draw the Banshees away. It's not going to work. He's going to go straight for the throat. Luckily, he does have an evolution chamber up now. He started that evolution chamber right after seeing those starports. I'm assuming, I didn't check the production tab, but I'm almost positive that's what he did. 3 spores in the main, 3 spores in the natural. Not many drones in the main. Spore Crawler is going to shoot these Banshees away, but some decent micro from Hobo will allow him to kill almost every single drone in the main. So, don't know who this guy is, but he's got some pretty sick micro, man. Micromanagement. Heyo. Slush just sitting on about 5 roaches if we check out the units tab. 18 drones after all that. And that's what happens when you're aggressive as Zerg. You sacrifice drones, you make yourself vulnerable to counterattacks that are in the air. Not always the best idea, but a lot of times it can pay off. You never know. No inject going down on this hatchery. I'm not sure what's going on with that. He has his main hotkeyed, his main queen hotkeyed, which is right here. Perhaps he's saving up energy for transfusion? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need larva right now. He is a bit low on money, so maybe he is saving up energy. Nope, there goes the injection. Just a bit slow, maybe a bit thrown off because of all these Banshees. But check this out, man. HydraHobo being aggressive as well, and because of that, his expansion is only halfway done. And here come the Banshees once more. There's a lot of Spore Crawlers, a lot of them well positioned. Is he going to get a Transfuse off on this Spore Crawler? 4 Banshees, able to snipe that Spore before it even touches, well, before it destroys one of the Banshees. But 2 Queens, man, they each have a Transfusion energy. He doesn't have any more than 2 Queens. Building another Queen. Next patch, Spore Crawlers will root in 6 seconds as opposed to 12 seconds. So maybe that will, you know, play a difference in these kind of situations. But Hydra really wants to take out this hatchery. Slush shouldn't even bother to waste transfusions on it. There's no way he's going to be able to save it at this point. He does snipe a Banshee. Maybe he will be able to save it. Holy cow. Weak Banshee in the back. Going for that hatchery. It's going to go down. Oh, there's a transfusion. Transfusion. I lied. He will be able to save it with the transfusion. Man, I think Hobo should have just gone balls out and just tried to kill it with every Banshee he had. Instead, he doesn't do that, and he is down to 1 Banshee. So that was some great defense by Slush. Oh, and he's got the Collector's Edition. Wow, you don't see that much anymore. It's funny how all the pros and all the top players, none of them got the Collector's Edition. You hardly ever see a pretty Thor with the stars on the sides like that. Slush is producing a Spire. Once that Spire gets up, these Banshees will be completely useless. Another drone going down. We check out the Workers Loss tab, if I can find it. Units killed. Yeah, workers killed. 8. Only 8. I thought it'd be more than 8. That's not too bad. And 3 SCVs killed. Units killed is exactly even, but, you know, if you only have 15 units killed, and you're a Zerg player, and that's the same as the Terran, you're doing something right. So at least that part's good for Slush. If we check out the food, 71 to 53, that harassment has left a hole in Slush's economy, man. He's down to 36 compared to 38, so he's got some catching up to do. Hobo just churning out the Banshees. Is he going to get air? Yes, he is. He's getting air weapons, man. He's going to use Banshees as the staple of his army. He's continuing to produce them, getting air damage. Now, of course, air damage does double benefit Banshees. They'll get +1, which will in fact be +2 damage because they have 2 attacks. So they'll be doing 26 instead of 24 every wave of rockets. That's going to be pretty helpful. I mean, if you're going to just keep on pumping out the Banshees. Of course, he does need some meat. He's going to need some meat because Banshees are extremely fragile. They have some of the highest DPS in the game, though, so it'll be interesting to see how this works. I've never actually seen persistent Banshees like this. A couple Corruptors on the way, though. Not sure how he's going to deal with the Corruptors, and kind of curious that he's getting Corruptors instead of Mutas. Now, Mutas are faster, they'd be able to chase the Banshees better. 2.75, 2.95. Corruptors are slightly faster than Banshees still, but maybe, I don't know, it's actually really weird why he chose to go Corruptors. Not entirely sure. They do have higher DPS, but actually I don't know if they have higher DPS. Versus Massive they do, but against single targets they do have higher DPS, but these Banshees are obviously clumped up. Still no cloaking, just now researching cloaking. So many Banshees and no cloak, what the heck is he thinking? These Banshees are going down pretty fast, needs to run. Maybe this is why these Corruptors are so survivable. This Sora is like trying so hard to do damage to him. If these were Mutas right now they would be dead, but they aren't, so maybe Slush knows better than me. Corruptors against mass Banshees is much better than Mutas. Now he's actually got air control. 4 simple Corruptors, and now Slush has air control. So okay, pretty smart move. I'll give him that. 6 Banshees on the field. Range attack coming for Slush. Centrifugal hooks. Lots of money from the Terran player. Not sure what's going on there. You'd think he'd want to bust these rocks, or these rocks rather, and slowly push towards the Zerg. He's not doing that though. He's actually going to play the air game, getting a Viking. It's always so painful producing Vikings out of a tech lab starport. You just always want to make Banshees or Ravens, and then you get a Viking and it's like, could have made 2 of these with 1 starport, but you know, it's a tech lab, so that kind of sucks. Slush still slightly behind in the food count, 106 to 121. Overlord's running for dear life. These Thors have extra things on them. They've got wings and stuff. I can't survive. Blah. Centrifugal hooks finishing. Lots of roaches, lots of Corruptors, and some Banelings. Not sure what he saw that he was going to use the Banelings on. I guess a couple Marines. This barracks is floating in. Oh, this poor barracks. You need to land. Land, barracks. No! It'd be pointless to land. He's just trying to get as much scouting information as he can. Is he going to get any at all? No, he'll just see the number of Corruptors that the Zerg player has, which is 6. Is he really still going to try to win the air war? Yes, he is. He's got a 3rd starport. Not even going to bother to put a reactor on it, probably because he can't fund 4 Vikings being produced at once. Oh, these Corruptors are getting loose. Run, Corruptors, run. Loses 1 infestation pit and 2 overseers coming out. Slush was going for a push, it seemed, but he has backed off. Was there some kind of drop? No, there wasn't any drop. He's just got these roaches chilling back here. Maybe gonna break these rocks. This is weird. No player is really... Okay, he's expanding away from his opponent. I'm not a big fan of that. You want to expand towards Zerg as a Terran player. It gives you a nice way to slow push from here or slow push from here. Planetary Fortress just puts so much pressure on the Zerg. It's like the Terran could just sit all of his army right here next to the planetary and be completely fine, but instead he's expanding over here, and I'm disappointed that Slush hasn't expanded. He feels a lot of pressure, I suppose, and he doesn't want to expand because then he can't make units to make himself live. But he could at least bust down these rocks, or at least send a drone down here or something like that. Do something to prepare an expansion. But man, this is a huge army. This is actually a really scary army. Oh, but that's a pretty scary army too. These Corruptors are going to make short work of all these Vikings. These Banshees, though, nicely positioned in the back. Banelings destroying those frontal Thors, and there just isn't enough meat for all these Thors. Thors are not a tanky unit, people. You might see a big, giant robot, but they are not that tanky. Slush still being fired at with these Banshees. And actually, wow, these Corruptors lost? Wow, those Thors must have been focusing down those Corruptors, but that was actually really surprising. These SCVs have to run for their lives. Lots of Zerglings soaking up Banshee fire, running the SCVs south. I'm not so sure about that. 49 to 41, he's trying to harvest the high yield. Okay, here are the Corruptors. I thought the Corruptors lost, but indeed they just ran. Lots of point defense drones up with that 1 Raven. If you're going to put up the point defense drones, get your Vikings in there. There they are, on the way. And finally, Slush's ground forces are running. So man, that was quite the exchange. HydraHobo sealing the deal on that battle with his air force, but man, did his ground force get wiped out fast. Those Banelings just destroyed those frontal Thors. And those roaches, what, two-shotted those, the Thors in the back. 2 rounds and they're dead. But while Hobo might be behind in food count, he does have the SCV count, or I should say the base count. The SCV count has been evened out a bit after that attack. Needs a decloak on these Banshees. And still no third base from Slush. No hive, I believe. Still no hive. He has an infestation pit. I saw that training earlier. There it is. And he's got a lot of corruptors. Now my question is, why didn't he push up here with those corruptors earlier? I thought they had died, but in fact they hadn't died. So it seems like he should have pushed up. Here comes Slush once more right before the turret's complete. He's got Overseers watching for those Banshees. Those corruptors are going to just destroy those Vikings. And Slush might actually take this base. He needs to be careful not to lose these Overseers. Planetary Fortress not even close to being done. Nice job picking up the SCVs, building those turrets. So this base is not going to get up. And this command center might even go down. Where did that come from? No idea. Oh, cancel the planetary. He doesn't cancel it. I'm not sure if he loses money for that. Check out the Terran and Zerg minerals, man. None of them can even get above 160 food or so. They are not doing the best job of spending. There we go. Slush now churning out a bunch of units. 6 corruptors, that is. And these Vikings, all very low health, need some repair love, man. Command center that was down here has been lifted off and landed at the gold. This base is still up and running. Nice turret placement. Not any mutas anyway, so not too important to place a lot of turrets there. Man, this is weird. Not used to seeing so many corruptors that don't turn into broodlords in a Zerg versus Terran, but that's what we are seeing. Is he going to push out again? I'm sorry about the lag, you guys. New video card is on the way. These Banshees are just sitting there trying to shoot away. Now they run once the Overseer flies in, but the Planetary Fortress is up. Very bad for Slush. He didn't expect it to be down so quick after killing that last one. And he's going to be running away, focusing on a Raven, I think it was. Roaches and Zerglings trying to get in the front. Oh, miss rally of the Banshees. Oh, the Banshees should go down. Slush is being a bit too cautious with these corruptors. Didn't really need to run. He can actually just run in and destroy whatever he sees at this point. Is he going to do that? Yes, he is. Unfortunately, this Overseer does not have the speed upgrade. You can see that here. The Overseer does benefit from the pneumatized carapace, and that would give him 2.75 move speed, which is slightly faster than Banshees, I think. Nope, same speed as Banshees. Still, it would have been helpful doing some scouting of this planetary. Is he going to move in? That's not going to be enough, Slush. That's a planetary fortress right there. You do know you need at least 1 million Zerglings to kill that, right? But he's doing a good job of hunting down these Banshees. No, Overseer! Oh, he's not attacking the Overseer! And he snipes another Banshee. Down goes the Overseer. How many Banshees does he have left? 1 Banshee, 1 Hellion, and 5 Vikings is all the Terran player has. Yet somehow Slush just doesn't realize it and isn't attacking at all. He could just run straight on by and take out that entire force, take out that entire base. Damn, that pesky Banshee finally goes down with a fungal growth from one of these infestors, I think. Either that or it ran out of cloak. One of the two. And there we go. Now we're seeing a final base, a third base from Slush. And the game continues. That hatchery is still weak, man. They need to regenerate. Oh, that's the phone. I already told you where I went. Gosh, why did you text me that? Tell people you're gonna cast a game, they just get mad at you for leaving. My life is so hard. Gas going up at the 3rd expansions. Terran player still not doing the best job of spending minerals. Perhaps he needs to start making more infantry instead of just spamming Banshees and spamming Vikings. Honestly, I can't really say if this playstyle is causing him to do better or worse because I've never seen it. And it's just causing Slush to play so obscure as well. I don't know. It's just mass air, mass stores, lots of turrets coming down. That's one way to spend minerals. Well, when you got the gold, of course you're going to have a lot of minerals, so it would be tough to spend it. I don't know if that base has even been scouted by Slush. No, it hasn't. Another expansion ready to land down here. And I can't see how Slush is going to pull this out. The game is young. It is a much longer game than this. You all